Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah for the nation.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Yasharal and Yahuda. Grafted in Gentiles into the body of Hamashiach Yahusha. We the people of the book broadcast is going down. Yahuwah has called me to warn his people. To warn his people, to warn his people. Yasharal and Yahuda. Those that he has chosen from amongst the other nations, be ye warned today that you must be born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. Be warned today that Yahuwah is an Elohiym that will judge you for your disobedience. Know ye this day, hear ye, you must be born again of the water and of the Ruach HaKodesh. We're listening to none other than Hezekiah. The song is entitled Abraham. I don't own the rights to this music. Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I bring unto you the sacrifice of praise, the fruit of my lips giving thanks, honoring your name, lifting up my holy hands unto thee, declaring that I belong to you and that you belong to me, me and you and me. Abba Yahuwah, you have made us one with you. I thank you, Yahuwah, that you have given me your Ruach HaKodesh of promise, your Ruach HaKodesh of truth, and by this I am led into all truth. Abba Yahuwah, I give you praise. I give you a praise. I give you praise. Abba Yahuwah, I give you praise. Take the reins of my lips and the reins of my tongue and reign. Abba Yahuwah, I give you praise. Abba Yahuwah, I give you praise. I pray that I would not cause anyone to stumble, anyone to be turned out of the way, anyone that come up lame. Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I declare your word of truth, your Torah, your Basar of truth. Speak through me, Abba Yahuwah. Speak a Torah. Speak a Torah through me, Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I pray. Speak a Torah through me, Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I pray. Abba, I pray right now in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that your word would be a lamp unto their feet and a light unto their pathway. That the very entrance of your word would give them light. It would give understanding to the simple. Abba Yahuwah, that they would realize that the only way their lives are cleansed is through taking heed to Torah. Abba Yahuwah, I thank you in the name of Yahushua Mashiach for the word made flesh. I thank you for everything that comes with this in power. Abba, I praise you that you have given us the ability to war a good warfare. Abba Yahuwah, I give you praise, I give you praise, I give you praise for an ability to war a good warfare. To stand and fight, resisting Satan, resisting demons and devils. Abba Yahuwah, we have a set of skills. Abba, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, I give you praise. I bind principalities and powers and dominions and darknesses right now in the name of Yahushua Mashiach over those that you have chosen and this witness to hear this Basora, this Torah of truth. I realize that it's not for everybody. I realize everybody is not going to receive this Torah. But Abba, I pray that those that you have chosen to receive it will receive it. And I take authority over the forces of hell that are working in opposition, directly waging warfares in the minds and in the hearts of those that you have chosen. I command you to cease in your maneuvers and activities now in the name of Yahushua Mashiach. Abba Yahuwah, I believe that in the Shamaim you honor that which I request in your wrath, because your word says that. And you have called me to war a good warfare. called me to bind devils and to cast them out. You called me to lay hands on the sick and have them recover. Abba Yahuwah, you've called me to war, a good warfare. Abba Yahuwah, I praise you right now in the name of Yahushua Mashiach. Abba, I praise you right now in the name of Yahushua Mashiach. Abba Yahuwah, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, let the words of my mouth and meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, my strength and my redeemer. Hallelujah. Listen, we're listening to none other than Hezekiah again. The song was entitled Elohiym, and I don't own the rights to this music. Listen, we are in a war. We are in a war. We are in a warfare. We are at odds with the kingdom, the dominion of darkness. We who have been born again of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh that have been physically removed from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of his dear son are, listen, they are at war with Hasatan. Just because it doesn't seem like it all the time does not mean that he is not plotting, that he is not strategizing, that he is not making maneuvers. He's not doing what he's called, what he's sent, what he's directed to do. Hasatan is fighting a warfare against you, right? His warfare was originally directed against the children of Yasharal. And because of their disobedience, they went into captivity. Hence, we hated by everybody. Make no mistake about it. All these nations hate us. They despise us. Again, not every individual, but as a collective, they are the enemies of Yahuwah's people. But listen, Yahushua has restored a nation, a kingdom back to a people who have received his witness, have become born again of the water, Ruach HaKodesh. Now there are a mixed multitude of those who are serving Yahuwah, and Hasatan is going to battle against you. He is going to attack your family. He is going to attack your body. He's going to attack you on your job. He's going to attack your finances. He's going to come against you to wage a warfare to cause you to allow yourself to be benched. Listen, I did a little something that the Most High had just moved in my heart in reference to how we are taken out of the game by ourselves. Actually, it's Hasatan that provides the catalyst, the motivation to move us in that direction. But we take ourselves out of the game, right? Yeah, because we become enamored, we become taken away, we become taken back by his schemes and devices. Instead of doing those things which are necessary to strengthen us, right? Listening to the coach, the Ruach HaKodesh, Yahuwah, right? We're looking at the situation and we're moving accordingly. And as a result, we take ourselves out of the game, right? We become ineffective, right? But listen, Yasharal, Yahudah, those who have been born again of the water and Ruach HaKodesh, grafted in Gentiles, those that have been born of the Ruach HaKodesh, listen, keep your head in the game. Fight the good fight, war a good warfare. Listen, you got to understand at the root of every warfare is this lust, this desire, this want to have and not have. Listen, this is why kingdoms, this is why nations, this is why battles are being waged. Hasatan is battling because he does not want to relinquish his kingdom. And he wants to stop you from being effective in taking people from his kingdom into the kingdom of Yahuwah. Listen, he already knows that Yahuwah's kingdom is going to be established in the arrest. He already knows that a judgment is waiting for him. He don't give a damn about those that he has under his dominion, right? Yeah, I know I swore, but he don't. He don't care. He does not care about those that are under his dominion already. He is warring a warfare against you. And you got to understand that. You got to understand that he's fighting for keeps, and you can't be taking yourself out of the game by being moved by the attacks of Hasatan, because they gonna come. They're going to come. They're going to come a point where they're going to throw some of y'all in prison. The attacks is going to come. The warfare is real. Right now, we're warring in our members, in our bodies. We're fighting for our healing. We're declaring the word of Yahuwah. We're walking in it. In Amein 9, we're trusting Yahuwah for deliverance. Listen, you have to be prepared to war a good warfare. You have to understand that Hasatan is on the job, 24/7 on the job, and you can't afford to take a break. You can't take a hiatus. You can't take a siesta. You can't sleep on demons and devils. You can't sleep on them. They will take you captive again. Man, if y'all, woman, y'all, you got to understand this. We're in a battle. We're in a warfare. Listen, let's look at warfare. Let's look at some things today. We're just going to look at some things today, right? We're going to shed light on some things in Torah in reference to the things that we understand, right? We understand that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? But it does not mean that there are not carnal weapons, right? Right? We understand here that the weaponry that Shaul is about to draw reference to with Timothy has everything to do with preparation. And how do we prepare? How do we assess? Listen, when we go to war, you don't just go to war unprepared. You know how many troops you got. You know how many tanks you got. You know how much ammunition you got. You know how much you got on reserve. You understand these things. And when you understand these things, you count up the cost. You count up the cost. Are we prepared to go to war? Are you prepared to withstand the battle? Listen, are you standing, having done all? Listen, Paul told Timothy in 1 Timothy, the 1st chapter, the 18th verse, he says, I charge you as the leader of the army. I charge you as the captain over the company. I charge you. I charge you. I charge. This charge I commit unto thee, Timothy, son. Right? According to the prophecy that went forth upon thee, that thou by them mightest war a good warfare. There was a prophetic word spoken over Timothy that had everything to do with Timothy being prepared for the battle, having been made equipped to fight the good warfare. Right? He wasn't going against Romans and Christians and pagans with swords and shields. He wasn't doing that. But he was engaging in a prophetic word that brought revelations to the set of skills that he had that had equipped him to do a warfare. He says, according to the prophecy according to the prophecy which went before on thee, right? That thou mightest war a good warfare. Now listen. Our engagement, our rules of engagement are carried out in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah. Yahuwah gives us a word, a prophetic word, a sure word, a Torah word that will take us into the battle, that will prepare us, that will equip us to fight the fight. And then we have to, in obedience, in an amunah, take the reins and do what Yahuwah has called you to do. Fight the good fight. Right? Don't roll over, let Hasatan take you and demons and devils take you off your game and cause you to be benched. Don't allow Hasatan and his demons and devils to cause you not to fight the good fight. He said, listen, thou by them what? The words of prophecy, right? The instructions to battle, the sure word that you have received that has given you the equipment to go forth and do this warfare, this battle, this ministry, this service, right? That thou mightest by them go to battle. Look at the definition of war. Let's look at war, right? The Greek word for war is
Strong's G 4754 stratuo.
Stratuo. It is to make a military expedition. Listen, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, right? I know I'm from the nation of Yahudah. I have to be. Right? You know, I've done my DNA. I've done the ancestry, and then I took the ancestry and I put it into my true ancestry. I mean, I got people, and I got my DNA goes to Spain and Portugal, and you know, and I understand that was Yahudim. You know, I mean, I know, right? Right? I know I was Judah. I know I was a warrior, right? Everything that I've ever wanted to do has been in the lines of defending and protecting my people. Or people, right? Right, I went into the military. Thinking that I was fighting a good fight, learning warfare, right? Fighting for this wicked, diabolical nation but everything I did pointed that way. I'm in law enforcement. I was a military police officer. I was a probation officer, right? Everything that I did had everything to do with providing protection and security. Right? I know that I'm Yehuda. Listen, I even know that I and my bloodline are attached to a people that historically, DNA, were protectors of the tribes. It's in me to war. It's in me to fight, right? It's in me. It's in my DNA. It's in my DNA not to quit. It's in my DNA to fight and protect and defend. It's in me. Military expedition. Right? Right. Now, at the time of battle, right, when we were going in to possess the land, right, the Moshe called the elders and they were instructed to take of everyone that was fighting age, 20 and above, right, from every tribe. Right. But we understand that eventually, actually before eventually, it was Yaakov that gave instruction to Yehuda as a defender. Told Yehuda to teach their children how to use the bow, how to fight a warfare to protect the nation. Yehuda. fight a fight to protect the nation. Yehuda. Yehuda, help me to find that expeditiously. Ah! Look. Found it. He says here in Yasher, right? Yasher, Yasher 56 and 8. And Yaakov said to Yehuda, I know, my son, that you are a mighty man for your brethren. Mighty man for your brethren, right? It's in you. It's in your DNA. It's in the descendants of your DNA. Listen. And I know, my son, that you are a mighty man for your brethren. Reign over them, and your sons shall reign over their sons. Now, again, this wasn't a demeaning thing. This was an order thing. There has to be an established order, right? Right? It wasn't an arrogance thing. It was an order thing. Because there was something in Yehuda, right? That bears in them their DNA, this ability to reign over nations and to provide leadership to his brethren, right? He says, listen. And only teach your sons the bow and the weapons of war. So you know, in my DNA, right? This is Yasher 56 chapter, the 8th and the 9th verse. He says, only teach your sons the bow and all the weapons of war in order that they might fight the battles of their brethren who ruled over them. So that was an established order even before Moshe had raised up the army that Yahuwah had already took out of Mitzrayim and put together a fighting age group of people from every tribe to do battle under the leadership of the nation, right, of Yehuda. Only teach your children the bow, right? Because there is going to be a need to protect the nation. There's going to be a need to protect the nation. There's going to be a need to protect the nation, right? But we understand, he says in Timothy, right, Timothy, he says, this charge I thee, unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecy, the word, the prophetic word, that which went before on thee, right? So somebody must lay hands on Timothy and begin to prophesy. Or they may not have laid hands on Timothy, but they just begin to prophesy, right? But it went before on thee, that thou by the prophecy might war a good warfare. Now, what is warfare? Well, we know what war is. What is warfare? Warfare is an expedition, a campaign, a military service. In this campaign that we're in this military assignment, in this witness of Yahushua HaMashiach, by which we understand that the weapons of our warfare are carnal, but they're mighty through Yahuwah Elohiym to the pulling down of strongholds. We have to war a good warfare. Hasatan is on the move 24/7, and his attack is launched against those that Yahuwah has chosen. He wants you out of the game. He wants you sidelined. He told Timothy, got to fight the warfare. Right? That thou mightest war, right? War to make a military expedition to lead soldiers to war or to battle, to lead the Kodesh by demonstration, bring in the understanding of the use and the abilities that you have in having received the Ruach HaKodesh and translating them into those that are under your expedition. Now, see, listen. Right? Amongst the Gaal family, right? They already know that it's about the witness. The Ruach HaKodesh, the water and the blood. And I make sure I pound that in, right? Because it's what we are, it's who we are, and it's also has everything to do with the abilities in this Ruach HaKodesh that Yahuwah has promised us in order that we may fight a good fight, that we may war a good warfare. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to tell you, listen, you got to be born again in the water, Ruach HaKodesh. I'm going to tell you what it looks like to move in the Ruach HaKodesh of Yahuwah. I am going to demonstrate power. Listen, because you know what? We in a fight. We in a warfare. And you know, sometimes, you know, as the leader of the expedition, right? You have to, now sometimes, you got to be prepared to do it every time it comes up, right? And by the Ruach HaKodesh, you got to be ready to exhort, to correct, to put in place, to deal with things that are out of order, in order that you could set your soldiers in a battle array, equipped to fight this fight of Amunah and win. Listen. I'm just trying to keep my people in the game. I'm just trying to keep the people of Yahuwah in the game. Right? Because this kind of benches you. You lose focus, you know, you get caught up in your situation. You know, you get caught up in your circumstances. Right? But as Yahuwah's elder, I have to, you know, get your head in the game. AQOV, what you doing? Get your head in the game. You got everything you need. Get your head in the game. You got me to agree with you in prayer. Get your head in the game. Ain't time out for all of that other stuff. Get your head in the game. Because see, Hassan's coming. Oh yeah, he gonna war. But what you gonna do? He gonna fight. What you gonna do? You know, he gonna attack you. He's gonna look for doors. He's gonna look for a window to sneak into. He says here. He says that thou by them mightest war a good warfare. See, because you know what? Your warfare is good, because it is a reflection of that good and acceptable will of Yahuwah. Your warfare is good, because you are an established son and daughter that have a particular set of skills to be able to go in and deal aggressively, right, in the kingdom of darkness to snatch those from Hasatan and deliver them into the kingdom of Yahushua. He says here in that 19th verse, holding Amunah. Because above all, you have to take Amunah. You gotta have Amunah. You can't go into warfare without Amunah. You can't fight a good fight without Amunah. You can't win a war without Amunah. You can't. The weapons of our warfare, God. They're mighty to a Yahuwah to the pulling down of strongholds. Right. The battle that Hasatan is launching against you is battle in the spirit realm. And in the Eretz, you have authority that Yahuwah honors in the Shamayim. Yeah, these low-lying devils that are running and wreaking havoc over the people of Yahuwah, you can cast out. That are running havoc over those of you who are chosen, you can bind and cast them out. All these demons and devils that are bringing these weird, crazy sicknesses, you can speak a word of healing over a body. You can declare that they be healed. You can lay hands on the sick. See, you got to be prepared to war a good warfare. He said, holding Amunah in a good conscience. Holding on to your Amunah from a place of being right with Yahuwah. Because which some have been put away concerning Amunah and have been made sidelined. They've been taken out of the game. They have been made shipwreck because they didn't understand the necessity of their Amunah and had not prepared themselves for battle. Right, because you know, ain't nobody gonna go to battle without preparation. Nobody goes to battle. Nobody goes to battle without preparation. Right? Let's look at Yehukanah. Why is Hasatan's warfare so important to him? Right? In James, the 4th chapter, beginning at the 1st verse. So we get an idea of why people go to war. Why is it so important for Hasatan to battle 24/7 against the Kodesh. Right? From whence cometh wars and fightings? Where'd it come from? Where it come from? He says, among you. There's such warfare among you. Right? He says, come they not hence, even of your lust? Listen. Hasatan and his lust for power, wanted to be like the Most High. He wanted what Yahuwah had. Sovereign, complete rulership. At a spoken word, everything had to obey. So people go to war because of their lust. Look, even in this United States of America, we've gone to war, and this is documented. It's not speculation. It's just documented fact that we went to war, right, in the name of democracy, right, for oil, for resources. Not because we were trying to make a nation free, but because we were making a people hostage, put under bondage, in order that we would be have access to their resources. Our lust. America has its own oil reserves. On the continent of America, the United States of America, they have our own reserve of oil. We don't have to dig. We don't have to. We have these minerals. I think we have cobalt. We have some of these minerals that are essential for batteries, lithium batteries and stuff. You can't dig. You don't want to dig. We rather, this nation, not we, because I'm not, this nation would rather, right, have people on the continent of Africa digging holes without proper equipment to yield a harvest because of their lust for these things. Elon, Mr. Musk, right, need cobalt. They were like, okay, well, we want you to take the cobalt, give us what we need, we'll refine the cobalt, we'll give it to you refined. Now, I don't want to do that because I have my own lust to satisfy. France! Lust. Resources. Go to war. They went to war with the continent of Africa. All these nations, Britain, right, went to war with the continent of Africa, subdividing and dividing because of the lust. Hasatan's no different. He is the prince of the power of the air. He rules France in its leadership. He rules the Americans and their leadership. Every nation, because they are under his dominion, right? He the Roman Catholic Church, Catholicism, the seat of the Pope, the Red Dragon, the richest country. Lust. Listen. Ye lust and ye have not, ye kill and desire to have. Right? We can't get into your country because your president is not compliable. So we had to establish a coup. We got to promise somebody enough money, right, in order to go in and kill and eliminate that particular seated president, in order for us to bring in our puppet to fulfill our lust. Can't get it because they're just not going to give it to us, so we got to kill them. See, listen. Hasatan, his mission is to steal, right? Kill and destroy, right? He can't do that to us. We ain't under his dominion. He cannot prevail against us because in Amunah we received the witness of Yahushua HaMashiach. We have been born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh. We have a particular set of skills. And when we understand these things and we walk in them, we do those things to cultivate what we have on the inside of us, we war a good warfare. When we don't cultivate, when we don't give time and energy to Torah on a daily, prayer on a daily, turning our plates down, right, and fasting, right. We don't give ourselves to spiritual discipline, right. Those things that are going to keep you an effective soldier in the game, in the fight. We don't do those things. Right? We become shipwrecked. We got the game. But we got to understand that we got to fight the fight. Because what's at play is Hasatan's lust. Lust for power. Hasatan does not want to relinquish. He does not want to lose one to the dominion of darkness. He know he don't got you, but he don't want you disrupting his program. Ye lost and ye have not, ye kill and ye desire to have and cannot obtain. See, now listen. The motivation behind war. This motivation behind war. Unrighteous wars. Because there's a righteous defense, a righteous defensive posture that Yahuwah supports and honors. Righteous support and defense that Yahuwah honors. Hence the many times that Yahuwah delivered the nation of Israel by the sword. When these wicked nations came up against them, they understood who Yahuwah was and him as their sovereign ruler, king over all. Right? And because of this, Yahuwah honored his word to them and provided them protection. Yeah, they had to use a sword. Saul killed his thousands, David killed his 10,000. They had to fight a righteous war. Had to. Our warfare now is righteous. and the witness of Yahushua Mashiach. We possess a supernatural set of skills. I'm a warrior. At the heart of me, I'm a warrior. If you come into my house, you come into my room, you come into any part of the house, you're going to see a firearm, you're going to see a knife, you're going to see the instruments of warfare. You're going to see an AR-15, you're going to see it all. Right? Because in me, Yaakov spoke a prophetic word to Yehuda, instructing him to teach his children a bow and the weapons of war. In the Ruach, right? In the spiritual side of me, it's the natural side, right? When Yaakov was speaking to Yehuda, he was speaking to Yehuda to provide natural protection and defense against the nation. A natural protection and defense against the nation. When Yahushua gave us power and keys and authority, he gave us power, keys, and authority to operate in the spiritual dimension. Right? Where warfare is seated in its concept, right? It's conceived in its concept in Hasatan. The seeds are sown because of lust. Because of desire to have and not have. And these wicked leaders in these wicked countries desire to have and not have. So they'll murder and kill in order to take and to have. Said, ye lust and ye have not, ye kill and you desire to have, and ye cannot obtain it, ye fight and war, yet ye have not. You fight and you war, yet you don't have. Right? 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 No. This is also the paradox. Right? In the hearts of man. Specifically, when it comes to his lust. You know, man has the lust of the flesh. Right? This is of the world. The lust of the flesh. Meaning that you have this natural compulsion to lust after the opposite sex. Or the same sex if you're diabolical. Care. It's pornography. Lust of the flesh. The lust of the eyes. Right? Lust of the eyes. Right? The mind. The lust, the desire to have things, to have knowledge. To have information, a desire, a lust to conquer. This is of the world. Pride of life. Wanting greatness. Wanting to be the greatest. The motivation behind wars. Hasatan's motivation behind the attacks on you. Because see, Hasatan does not want the kingdom that you are a part of He doesn't want you to inherit that. He doesn't want others to inherit that. He wants to establish his perverse kingdom in the earth. It's like it's in the days of Lot. No, in the days of Genesis. Noah. Today. Witches, warlocks, Nephilim, giants, right? A defilement of man and beast, lion men, what they call them, things that half man, half horse. See, I think that's stuff of fairy tales. That stuff is real. People had the ability to split genes and atoms. The angels gave them knowledge. Gave them knowledge of how to do certain things. That's why you got these people that are on these hieroglyphs, right? That are half man, half animal. Oh, well, those are just paintings. That's just artistic. See, because Hasatan, lust. The angels that had sex with the daughters of men lusted after the daughters of men because they saw that they were fair. Beautiful. So they materialized as men, had sexual intercourse with them, and birthed giants, because that was not their natural dimension. He said, ye fight and war, and ye have not. Because ye ask not. You know what, right? What's crazy is, right? When you think about it. You have not because you ask not. Right? See, you don't want to go in and make a request and ask. Right? And establish some mediation. A contract of operation, right? That brings the seller and the buyer together amicably, right? You don't want to ask, because if you ask, you can be given. We need cobalt. It's a rich mineral that we can use. Right? We understand it's in your land. Right? We'll help you cultivate it. And we'll pay you X amount of dollars for it. We'll let you set up refineries in your country so that your people will have jobs. And you give us this product at a discount. And or, as we build the refineries, we'll take a portion of what we had to contribute in order to bring it to pass. Until that's completely done. And then, we can start making these payments. Ask. But no, they lust. It's because it's easier for them to go in and destabilize. To take. Not to ask, but to take. To destabilize countries, to stabilize nations, and take. Position and strategically place military soldiers under the guise of supporting. But listen, they're really just there to protect against them losing their resources that they stole. Ye ask and receive not because you ask with the wrong intentions. See, you ask for these things and you don't even have the right intentions. Because, you can't come to an agreement that's to the benefit of both nations. Your motives are diabolical. See, listen. That's why Hasatan is so aggressive. Because he don't want to lose. He's diabolical. He doesn't want any amicable agreements. Amicable. I want to be worshipped as the Most High. And I want his creation to serve me. Just like demons and devils serve me. He says that ye may consume it upon your own lust. Why war? For your lust of power. Your lust of control. Right? Lust of control. Lust of power. Right? He says, ye ask and receive not because you ask amiss. Right? Amiss is Greek.
Strong's G 2560. Kakos. Kakos.
Miserable to be ill. To you ask to be ill. He said, listen, improperly or wrongly. You ask improperly or wrongly. Why are there wars? Because of lust. He said, listen. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of dominion of darkness, Hasatan, is an enemy to Yahuwah? Don't you know the prince of the power of the air, right? He who governs world affairs, he who manipulates nations, enmity with Yahuwah. That word enmity.
Strong's G 2189. Echthra.
Hostility by implication, right? Enmity. To cause enmity, right? Hostility, right? Hostility. The etymology of the root word is
Strong's G 2190. Echthras.
Hated, right? Ubious. Hateful. Hostile, hating, opposing another. Hasatan is hostile. He has a fight to pick with the children of you. Not just because you Hebrew, But because you're born again of the water of the Ruach HaKodesh. Because if you Hebrew, you still under the curse. If Yahushua Mashiach has made you free. What you going through is a result of the curse. Yahuwah wants to free you through Amein Yahushua. But if you ain't come by way of the water and the Ruach HaKodesh, you don't belong to Yahushua Mashiach, then you ain't none of his. Right? It don't matter where your genetic distance is. Yeah, you're the result of a genetic bottleneck. Thank you, B'nai Israel. And I think, GEDMAX, my genetic distance. Yeah, I know I'm you. That's too much supporting evidence. There's too much in me that dictates the nation and the protection of the nation, right? I go to warfare for the nation in the Ruach constantly. I fight the fight of Amun constantly for the nation. I pray for the nation. But I'm willing and able to lift up arms for the nation. Listen, I trust you, Lord. I trust you, Lord. I'm Yahuwah. Listen. Friendship, union, fellowship, agreement with the world, the dominion of darkness, puts you in enemy territory, hostile territory with you. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of you. Hasatan is engaging with you in battle 24/7 because he's hostile towards you. He's hostile towards you, right? 1 Peter 2:11. Right. It says here, dearly beloved, I beg you, as strangers and pilgrims, right? Abstain from those things that bring you into enmity, hostility, that brings you in opposition to the kingdom of you. He says here, but beloved, I beg you, as strangers and pilgrims, though we're in the world, we're not of the world. Though we're in the world, we're not under dominion of that which governs the world. You a pilgrim, traveling through. Strangers, traveling through. We had a Torah that governed our interactions with strangers. Right? And strangers that wanted to come and live amongst us adopting a Torah, the Torah, obeying these set-apart days, participating in atonement, these strangers, right, were considered a part of Yasharal. They were as Yasharal. And that didn't matter whatever tribe they went in, they became a part of that tribe. It was Manasseh, it was Manasseh. If it was Benjamin, it was Benjamin. It was never Levi, because Levi was that was a holy. That tribe was strictly Yahuwah's tribe, so it wasn't there. But anybody else, Zebulun, Naphtali, they became strangers and adopted that the traditions and customs of the nation of Yasharal, right? Then they became one with that nation. Right? And they assimilated into the culture of the Yahudi. They became one with the El of Yahuwah through atonement. Beloved, I beseech you as strangers, right, and pilgrims, don't you fall after the manner of the lusts that are of those that are in the world. See, because he's talking to somebody who has been taken from amongst the world. He's talking to someone who has been removed from the kingdom of darkness. He's talking to someone who has been translated into the kingdom of his dear son. He's talking to Yasharal, Yahudah, grafted in Gentiles who have received the witness. He said, listen, you are a stranger and a pilgrim to this foreign wicked nation. Don't assimilate into their culture. Don't be like them. Don't be like them. Maintain your position. Fight a good fight. Perform a good warfare. Don't succumb. Don't allow those things that they do to entertain you, that'll pull you into a desire to want to participate. Listen, man. That's why athletics is so dangerous. Because it pulls you to a level of worship that's just diabolical. I'm telling you, because I know from experience. I had to have the jerseys. I had to have the baseball kits. I had to be in front of the TV game day with my sub and my chips and my brews and my Hebrews. Or I had to be at the bar with my boys on the bike. There's nothing wrong with riding bikes. There's nothing wrong with riding bikes with people. Right. But when we got to the bar, we was there to get to watch the game, and we was all cheering for our team. Saturday worship, college football. Sunday worship, NFL football. Monday, worship, NFL football. Thursday, worship, NFL football. Other L's before you. Some of y'all don't like that, but you already know. I don't care. And they shall know the truth. The truth will make you free. Oh, that's just fun entertainment. That's just fun entertainment. Yeah. So much so that your team lose. You become so emotional and upset and angry. Your L lost. See, my L always wins. He always wins. He always wins. He ain't never lose. He says, "You strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust." Now, you got the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. The lust of the flesh, the desire, the fleshly desires of the opposite sex, sexually, and the same sex diabolically, porneo, right? Right? Flesh, right? Lust of the eyes, right? The desire to have more, to get more. Gotta get this hustle. Gotta get more, gotta get more, gotta get more, gotta get more. I gotta steal to get it. I gotta sell drugs to get it. I gotta swing around on that pole to get it. I gotta strip to get it. I gotta rob to get it. So what's this for? Money. Mammon. In the prior life. To be able to say, I got Gucci on. I got $100,000 pair of Jordans. Listen, who would want to spend that kind of money? Listen, you know what, right? I was watching this, I was on YouTube, because I don't really watch TV, because I don't like sitcoms. I don't watch that. I like to watch stuff on YouTube that, if I'm watching a TV show, well, not even a TV show, you know, I like to watch and explore what other people doing. Not necessarily wicked, diabolical stuff, but you know, just certain things. I'm into guns, so I like handgun reviews. You know, I'm into knives. I think that's you than me. You know, I ain't into shoot nobody, taking nobody's life. I ain't trying to do that unless I need to. Right? It ain't violent. I ain't in violence. But you know what I mean? You know, I like to watch fishing. There's people I like to watch people fish ocean. I like to see people fish bass, fish crappie. I like to see stuff like that, right? Then I like to see the people who build stuff. You know, like these builders of these shelters, building of log cabins. Some of these foreign countries where they make these bamboo houses. I like stuff like that, right? But you know, I was watching it and I was watching these guys buy sneakers. You know, Converse, multicolored, kind of different kind of things, right? Dropping $70,000 on a pair of sneakers. What? Oh, they sneaker collectors. No, they idiots. Idiots. Right? Unless you mess a Musa. And then if you mess a Musa, you gotta ask yourself, why am I spending money on sneakers? I had like seven pairs of sneakers. I think he sold them all 7 for like $250,000. And dude gave cash. Came there with a bag. Cash. Else they worship these things. Will spend any amount. There is no limit because they serve these elves. Serve these elves. Right? It says here, fleshly lusts which war. Wars against your emotions. Wars against your mind. Right? Right? These things. Well, I want this, I gotta have this, I gotta have this. Wars against your mind. Turns into a lust. Fleshly lust. Right? Lust for things. A lust for people. A lust for anything. Right? He says here, wars. You better stay in the game. You better keep your head in the game. You better be ready to warfare. Because it's coming. They coming. The attacks are coming. It has everything to do with Hasatan's lust. Hasatan's lust, his desire to have. He desires to have the seed of Yahuwah, but he can't. What he's going to do is he's going to continue to fight against the kingdom of Yahuwah's coming. Yahusha's already brought the kingdom, but he's trying to fight against those that Yahuwah's chosen. Those that are going to be snatched from his kingdom and translated into the kingdom of his dear son. And you have to war a good warfare. See, your participation is necessary. Your participation is necessary. It's necessary. You have to be prepared. You have to prepare yourself. Having your conversation honest among the other nations. So, you know, Shaul was talking to Hebrews. He's talking to Hebrews. He wasn't talking to the Gentiles. He's talking to the Hebrews. Talking to the Hebrew assemblies, right? That whereas they speak against you as evildoers, because you don't do what they do. Right? You know, now they calling evil good and good evil. They call it evil good and good evil. TD fakes. TD fakes. Evil. How can you say that about that man? How can you say that about that man? Yeah, that man was at a P. Diddy party. And only one, what's that? I can't remember that girl's name, and I caught this yesterday. She said only two things happened at the P. Diddy parties. A bunch of homosexual stuff and a bunch of money. A bunch of pornonia. G4202, homosexuality, pornonia. It's in the Bible. G24202. That's all that happens at a P. Diddy party. And then you got PD got his head on what's his name? On TD Fake's chest. TD Fake's head. Honest amongst the other nations. Having your way of life in Hebrews. And what they present to the other nations. That whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they by your good works, your engagement in warfare, your casting out of devils, your healing the sick. That's the works. You shall believe me for what I say or for my works' sake. By your good works, those demonstrations, which they shall behold, right? Behold, and glorify your Abba. Which they shall behold and glorify your Abba. In the day of visitation. In the day of visitation. What is a visitation?
Strong's G, 1984, Episcope. Episcope.
See, it is to investigate, right? Inspection, visitation, right? You better get in the game. You better stay in the game. You got what you need to war good warfare. You got a good commander-in-chief. You got. Yeah, and the weapons of our warfare aren't carnal. They're mighty to you to the pulling out stronghold. The weapons of our warfare that we have that are carnal, they're mighty to you too. Man of the hour, woman of the hour, hear the word of Yahuwah on this Shabbat. Keep your head in the game. Understand you're called to war good warfare. The battle was worth it. Right? The victory over your flesh is worth it. Hasatan brings sickness and disease, and you war good warfare, and Amein, and you seize, lay hold of your healing. That's good warfare. What you gonna do after that? You better get in that word. Something else is coming. You better stay fasted and pray because there's stuff coming. Stuff coming. Listen. Y'all need to understand this, right? Some of this little stuff that we get, these things that affect us naturally in our bodies, some things that we find ourselves in because we take ourselves out of the game, right? And we lose ground, right? Listen, you losing ground now on these little things. What are you going to do when the real stuff start to hit? What are you going to do when the real, the devastating stuff start to, when the warfare becomes intense? Not these little skirmishes that Hasatan is doing. These little things that he's using to distract you, to pull you out of the game. Yeah, he's doing it because his overall goal is he wants to fulfill his own lust. He wants everybody serving him, and you are a problem. You are a problem. But what you got to understand that you have to do that which Yahuwah has equipped you to do. And be on the giving end of that black eye. Make demons and devils subjects. cast out devils, heal people, speak a word of Torah that sets the captive free. Man of y'all, one of y'all, listen. That's all I got. I just know Ruach this is giving me to give you. You better fight the good fight. This warfare is real. This battle is real. This warfare is real. This battle is real. And listen, at the end of the day, right, you better be in the game. At the end of the day, you better be in the game, and you better not be sidelined. You better be in the game, right? You better be in the game. You better not be sidelined. At the end of the day, Abba Yahuwah, the name of Yahushua Mashiach, the words you've given me to give to them, I've given to them, and I pray in the Ruach HaKodesh they would receive it. That it would strengthen and keep them, that it would provide them clarity, that it would bring them into this powerful witness that's going to bring results. Abba Yahuwah, I praise you right now in the name of Yahushua Mashiach for Amein. Amein in the word of truth. Amein in the Torah of truth. Amein in Yahushua Mashiach. I give you praise. Abba Yahuwah, I pray that the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart will be acceptable in thy sight. And that in this your people would be blessed. In the name of Yahushua Mashiach. Hallelujah. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, that's all I got. I pray Yahuwah's word come alive in you and strengthen you on this Shabbat. And again, understand this word ain't for everybody. It's for those who you were chosen. And I ain't mad at you. With that, I say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Man of Yah, woman of Yah, called to greatness. Woman of Yahuwah, beautifully wonderfully made, the day Yahuwah favors you. Have a blessed Shabbat. Shalom.
Torah guardian, speaking the absolute truth. Torah nation.